Hello, Namaskar. मेरा नाम विनीत पंछी है and I am honored to speak at the 51st Annual Conference of English Language Teachers Association of India. It's funny, when I was being invited by Shravan and Mohan Raj to speak today, naturally my first question was कि भाई मैं तो हिंदुस्तानी में नज़में वगैरह लिखता हूँ. Why would you want me to speak at a conference of English teachers? And I was told that I appeal equally probably to people who speak English. इसलिए आज मैं यहाँ पे हूँ. And thank you for the honor. I want to start today with clarifying a few things before we take a deep dive into the topic I have chosen to speak on today. My subject is Hindi, Angrezi, Angreziyat. And what role can and should English as a language play for a very Hindi Bharat today? And it's quite a tricky topic to discuss today, especially because of the political climate in India and how we brand people patriotic and unpatriotic depending on the popular narrative. And the popular narrative is that we should prove to the world that we can survive without English and should try to use Hindi as a national language. I'm going to explore that with you a little today and present some commonsensical ideas, some background about me first before we go into that. So I was born in a Punjabi family, grew up in a Hindi, Hindustani, Urdu, Punjabi speaking town, Dehradun, which was earlier in UP and is now in Uttarakhand, and I'm educated in an English medium school and have later worked for companies that had their origins across the world, mostly UK, USA. My grandfather, the original poet, Captain Krishna Prakash Panchi, used to write in Hindi and Urdu, and which is why the family name Panchi. Today, I am known as a Hindustani language writer, and all my work happens in Hindi, Hindustani. I also run a project जिसमें हम अंग्रेजी और अन्य भाषाओं की कविताओं को हिंदी में ट्रांसक्रिएट करते हैं, जिससे हमारे बच्चे जो अंग्रेजी नहीं बोल सकते या अच्छे से नहीं समझते, उन तक दुनिया की चुनिंदा कविताएं पहुंचे. मुझे कविताएं पसंद हैं. I made this clear so that it does not seem like I am peddling an ideology or I'm against an ideology or I'm either against English or Hindi or any of these ideologies. मैं हिंदी अच्छी तरीके से बोल सकता हूँ और अपने काम के लिए नियमित रूप से इसका इस्तेमाल करता हूँ और अपनी भाषा से बेहद प्यार करता हूँ. ये मेरी मातृभाषा है और मैं हिंदी साहित्य, कविता और कला पर गर्व करता हूँ. मैं ये भी जानता हूँ कि जब मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ तो मैं कई लोगों से सहजता से संवाद कर सकता हूं और वे समझते हैं कि मैं क्या कह रहा हूं. पर जहां कई मुझे समझते हैं, सब लोग नहीं समझते, क्योंकि आधे से ज्यादा लोग हिंदुस्तान में ही हिंदी नहीं बोलते. नाउ every North Indian like me, especially the ones who came from the Hindi belt, we have all grown up believing and being told that Hindi is and should be the national language of India because the largest number of people in India speak Hindi or a dialect of Hindi. Fact is, Hindi is not our national language, but the official language of India. Our constitution says the official language of the Union shall be Hindi, Devanagari script, Article 343 shall. Hindi and English are both in fact official languages of the country, matlab to be used for official purposes by the government. Moreover, the constitution provides that each state may adopt its own official language. There is no mention of a national language in our constitution. So let's first settle that. In fact, whenever we have tried to nationalize Hindi, we have always alienated our own country and its people. Some time ago, Amit Shah had said that if any language can unite the country, it's Hindi. Why? Because it is the most spoken language in India and it can unify the country and should become part of the Indian identity. The problem with that thinking is that when I, let's say, go to a Tamilian and say, I think you should speak Hindi because there are more Hindi speakers like me than Tamil speakers like you, he rightly says, take a walk. Because my identity is Tamil and my language is as rich as yours and I see no reason to adopt your identity. I mean, if I was forced to learn Tamil or any other language, I would have reacted in exactly the same way. So instead of unifying us, it already creates division because the Indian identity is not one identity, and that we have many languages behind which are our unique cultures and regional influences and literature and poetry and art and folk culture. But a Tamilian or a Naga or a Kashmiri or a Marathi, everyone is okay with English, right? We all send our children to schools that can train them to be successful in the way success is conventionally seen. If you honestly leave politics and political narrative apart, the reason India can communicate with its own parts and the world at large is English. So no one has a problem with that. It's a no-brainer. Nobody minds that. And I understand that any nation which has been ruled by foreigners like India naturally wants to assert its own culture and find pride in what is uniquely ours, our languages, our culture, our food, our way of thinking, our living, languages being the most visible. And I agree that we must continue to do that. But there are two things we forget at that time. One, that there is a difference between becoming English and using English as a language. If I like eating parathas and dahi and achar and papad and lassi and makhan for breakfast, this is who I am. And dare anyone tell me that the only way to eat is bacon and sausages and baked beans and bread and mashed potatoes. I mean, I will eat that too, but I will never be ashamed of a paratha in my hand, or for that matter an idli or an appam or a bowl of fish and rice, because I do not find Angreziyat a higher or better way of living. Just not me. Similarly, when I speak Hindi or Tamil or Odia or Bangla or Kashmiri or Marathi, I am no less. But neither am I going to be shamed by reverse psychology that if I speak English, I am any less Indian, because as a secure person, as a secure Indian, I know that the use of language, the purpose of any language in the world is to communicate. That's it, communication. A few years ago, I remember at a party, I met someone who was constantly talking in Hindi of a kind that is only used in official सरकारी purposes. मतलब इतनी मुश्किल हिंदी के एक वाक्य को समझने के लिए शब्दकोश निकालना पड़े. Now, as a Hindi speaker, if I find it so tough, I can imagine what people who do not speak Hindi may be going through and how frustrating it can be for them. And I told them कि साहब आप जिस किस्म की भाषा इस्तेमाल करते हैं वो तो जनता को समझ में नहीं आती. खैर उन्होंने मुझे बड़ा ज्ञान दिया कि आप जैसे लोगों की वजह से ही हम दुनिया में आगे नहीं बढ़ रहे. जर्मनी को देखिए, अपनी मातृभाषा बोलते हैं. जापानियों को देखिए, रूसियों को देखिए, और तो और चीनियों को देखिए, कहाँ से कहाँ निकल गए और सिर्फ अपनी मातृभाषा के बलबूते पर. खैर बात खत्म हो गई. उन्होंने मुझे पूछा कि भाई बच्चे कहाँ पढ़ते हैं आपके. मैंने बताया. मैंने भी पूछा भाई आपके बच्चे कहाँ पढ़ते हैं. उन्होंने जवाब दिया कि लड़का इंजीनियरिंग करके यूएस में आगे की पढ़ाई कर रहा है और छोटा वाला जाने की तैयारी कर रहा है. एनीवे, सो एवरी सोसाइटी and every nation gets its pride from how well that nation is doing, mostly in terms of development and economics and how its citizens live. When they are doing well, we cite their example, Germany, Japan. When a country does not do well, even when they speak their own language, their native language, they do not even count. No one cares about South Sudan or cites that they speak Swahili and we must follow their example. So, we are very selective in trying to prove our point. The practicality of language in our nation is that we are each proud of our mother tongues, on which basis most of the states have been created. And each has its own literature and poetry and stories that can only be understood if one knows the cultural context. And each deserves a place and contributes to our national pride. But only non-Hindi speakers must learn another language because the majority speaks that. So, a Bengali speaks Bangla but also must learn Hindi and English. So, three languages. One as a mother tongue, Bangla. One as an international language without which one cannot be relevant internationally, English. And one because the country believes it should be the national language, Hindi. And I know it is politically sensitive, but we cannot continue to be hypocritical about what we know really works. English is one of our official languages, not just because the English ruled us, but also because this is the only language that none of us have anything against. We know we cannot survive without it, internally or externally. For example, when our soldiers talk to the Chinese on the border and we are trying to show strength, both the Chinese and our troops speak the language that can help us communicate, English. When our Prime Minister goes to address students at IIT Chennai, he does not speak Hindi, he speaks English because it works and it's practical and everyone will understand him there. The wise decision. We can today go around the world and be known as a powerhouse of intellectual and technical people because we speak the language of the world. In fact, even countries that we cite, like China, have mandated the learning of English in their schools because they know that is the future. What does, however, need to change in India is Angreziyat, not Angrezi, Angreziyat. It's time we start looking at English only as a language and not as a way of living and attach pride or shame with knowing or not knowing the language. For the fact that all of us in India, irrespective of where we come from and irrespective of our native languages, have very little problem learning English. What we need to change is the way it is taught. Use stories and context that is relatable to the kid in school. So our novels and our poetry and our literature, our science examples, our comics and fictional heroes and all this narrative becomes Indian and local. That's it. We do not even have to be English men and women. But we can also not put our head in the sand and pretend that we are okay with our kids not learning English. I mean, who can afford that, right? So I told you I run this project called the Good Poetry Project, in which we translate poetry to Hindustani. And I'm hoping to do that in other Indian languages whenever I have the resources. And the first one we translated was Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore's Where the Mind is Without Fear. And of course he says, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out of the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert stand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. जहां दिल में कोई डर ना हो, जहां झुका कोई भी सर ना हो, जहां दिल में कोई डर ना हो, जहां झुका कोई भी सर ना हो, जहां इल्म आजाद हो जिंदा हो, जहां इल्म आजाद हो जिंदा हो, छोटी छोटी दीवारों से जहां बटा ना हर बाशिंदा हो, जहां सच से सोच निकलती हो, लफ्जों में जान मचलती हो, जहां बाजुएं कोशिश करने का हर दिन कमाल दिखलाती हो, जहां अच्छी सोच की धाराएं सहरा में नहीं खो जाती हो ज़हनो दिल में सोच खुली, मुश्किल ना कोई भी काम लगे, ऐसी आज़ाद सी जन्नत में ए मेरे खुदा मेरा वतन जगे, ऐसी आज़ाद सी जन्नत में ए मेरे खुदा मेरा वतन जगे. So, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. If I was to give a formula to unite this country, I'd say 1, let everyone speak their native language first and well, so we can attach pride to who we are and discover our roots. I love my Hindi. No one can take my poetry away from me, right? Or my Hindi. 2, please do not impose that anyone across India should learn one language and alienate them. But let's all learn English, each one of us. It's a neutral language that everyone can benefit from, will contribute to our international status, give our kids better jobs, help us understand the world better, and most importantly, will keep all of us together. The Naga will be able to talk to the Gujarati and the Kashmiri with the Malayali using English. And we can talk in our accents, but at least we will communicate as a nation, which is why languages exist in the first place. And with time, we will develop our own national style of speaking English, which is uniquely Indian. To all the teachers who are trying to make English more Indian and relevant for our kids, thank you very much for doing what you do and how you contribute towards teaching our children, and the fact that you are thinking and making English easy and understandable for our children and taking the Angreziyat out of Angrezi, while still making sure that we do not lose out on communicating within ourselves and with the world. Jai Hind.